It's important that if you're driving this holiday season to be prepared for changing weather. Thursday's sudden whiteout conditions caused very dangerous driving conditions. Several northwest Iowa counties saw dangerous weather sweep through Thursday afternoon. The quick onset of those whiteout conditions stranded many drivers on roads. The Iowa State Patrol and other local and county agencies responded to dozens of calls from stranded drivers and accidents. Traditionally, we know when blizzard and whiteout conditions are possible, but like Thursday, it will catch you by surprise. If you're driving and you get stuck in a sudden whiteout, it's best to find someplace safe to stop until it clears.
So if they can find a gas station or find a parking lot, if it's a library or a business or anything like that, that would be great. If for some reason they're stuck on a gravel road, trying to find either a farmhouse where they can park in their lane or just even a field drive where it's safe, but making sure they keep their headlights on so that for some reason, if there is somebody trying to find a safe place also, at least they know where their vehicle's at.
If you do choose to stop, pull off to the side. Don't simply stop in the middle of the road. Whiteout conditions mean you can't see in front of you, and stopping in the roadway, that could actually lead to an accident. If you do get into an accident in a whiteout, it's safest to simply stay inside your vehicle.
If it's on the side of the road, obviously we hope that nobody gets in any crashes, but if for some reason they do, please stay inside your vehicle. We have more people that get hit when they're outside, either examining their car or trying to help out that next person. And we appreciate it when they're trying to help out the other people, but it's for the safety of everybody that everybody stays in their vehicle, or if it's their vehicle is still in working condition, that they can pull off to the side to a safe place. We ask you to do that and then just stay in your vehicle until law enforcement arrives.
Trooper Yanev says all drivers should have that winter emergency kit in their vehicle, stocked with blankets, a phone charger, warm clothes, non-perishable food, and water. If you do get in an accident or stuck on the road or on a ditch, emergency crews might not be able to make it to you quickly. So make sure you've got what you need to stay safe and comfortable while you wait. Now, back to Thursday. The Iowa State Patrol says statewide there were 40 crashes, 116 calls for a motorist assist, and 9 crashes that involved injuries.